Welcome to the show.
Today we have Brian Van Horn.
What's going on, everybody?
This is a coworker of mine. We became friends pretty quick, and through our camaraderie, I found out he has quite an interesting hobby.
Yeah, I do. I happen to collect Marvel Select and Marvel Legends figures. Toys, pretty much.
Valuable toys at that, too.
Yeah, I'm a doll collector. Range probably around $175. The one that costs the most, or the one that is worth the most, is about $300.
Now, how high up do they go in evaluation? Like a rare figure, a unicorn, something sought after?
Probably from, at least from what I know. Now, guys, I don't know everything there is to know about this. It's just, like you said, a little hobby. But what I do know is I have one. The one that's worth the most is a variant, if you will, of Thanos, and it's got red in his face from the mid-90s. It's
before it was popular and a household name. Yeah, OG fans.
It's since then been re-released, and I have a copy of that as well. I was looking it up because I was comparing the two, and I saw the difference in the face, so I looked it up, and it's actually worth quite a bit of money.
Nice.
Well, Todd had mentioned someone that'd like to be a guest on the show who has some collectible dolls. I envision those tiny body, big head. Those are kind of popular to collect, and I have no clue what those even are.
The Funko Pops?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But this isn't that at all.
No.
These are super
awesome,
detailed.
Yeah,
look how awesome this is.
My wife and daughter actually collect the Funko Pops. That's something they do, but I'm more of an action figure type.
This is a beefy juggernaut.
That is heavy.
That is. You can knock somebody out with this. The detail. We'll edit in a picture here, but that's what I can't get over, and that's what I love about these figures. Like, I never was a collector of them, but a couple of the artists I like to follow, they design these characters for a toy line. The detail that they put into it just blows my mind, and people sometimes customize them, too. They actually take them apart and repaint them.
Mm-hmm. Are those guys super popular that do the customs?
Yeah, because then they end up selling that stuff. If they don't want to keep it themselves, they'll sell it online there, and you can have your own custom figure.
It makes it a one-of-a-kind, and they can just slap any price on it.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome!
Yeah, if you're a collector and you're willing to pay it, then it's right up your alley.
My Juggernaut has a mustache. But yeah, well, tell us a little bit about the figures you brought today here.
Okay, so we started off with the Juggernaut. Probably as a kid when I was younger, one of my favorite characters off the 90s cartoon of the X-Men. Real name's Kane Marco, stepbrother of Charles Xavier. Superhuman strength. Uses the helmet to keep people with telepathy, or to stop them from getting to him.
Yeah, specifically Charles. Like
his stepbrother.
I know nothing about superhero things. This guy looks familiar.
Yeah,
I'm not sure who he is. And this one in the box looks even more familiar. I've seen him somewhere.
So this is Apocalypse. His real name is En Sabah, I believe, but he was known as the first mutant, and he was brought to life in the X-Men Apocalypse movie. But he was also in the 90s cartoon as well.
He was the best villain in the 90s
absolute
cartoon.
Best villain.
Apocalypse was always one of my favorite villains in X-Men, one of my favorite characters in comics, just because of that mystique of where he came from and what limits does his powers actually have. Because really, I haven't found that the X-Men have established any.
And then over here we have Wilson Fisk. Great figure. Doesn't really have any superhuman powers. He's just he's a really very strong guy.
Yeah, I was about to say in the comic books they make him out to be like.
They say he can actually lift twice his body weight. I think he weighs somewhere
for a
around
human.
6 something.
For a human, he's awesome.
I've got an update on our McDonald's iced coffee from last week.
Oh, really?
I've got another one. And this one, I imagine...
They had a bad night.
Yeah.
Let's just say that. I wonder if ham water could weigh in on the ass water. We will find out soon enough.
Ham water's ass water. That's how he pays his bills. He sells it in a jar.
Really? I thought he recycled toilet paper.
It's like farts in a jar, but it's
no, okay.
It's
I
something
thought he
different.
Respooled the stool.
Special niche.
I've been wanting to
you want to see this guy?
I want to see Kingpin here.
Yeah,
yeah. This is pretty cool. Which one's the real Brian?
Keep holding him up.
I'm holding him up. Who's the real Brian? But these are awesome, though. I kept up a lot with Todd McFarlane. I got into him because of Spawn, and then when Spawn took off and he became a corporate guy, he has his own line of... I know he's got DC. I think he has Marvel, too, Marvel figures.
Yeah, I actually have a couple DC figures of McFarlane. I don't actually collect too much DC stuff.
Let me guess. You got Batman.
I have one version of Batman. That's it.
That's it? Wow. There's like 10 billion. What are the other DC characters you have?
Believe it or not, it's just a set of 5.
DC is just, they're a little confused what they are right now, both in movies and figures. It's just one big question. They just keep popping them out randomly.
Close friend of the family gave my nephew some really realistic Batman, Joker, one other that was in that same set, and it reminds me of these. It's not necessarily a kid's toy, but that's what they're being used for.
Okay.
The ones that he's got.
The one I actually have is Flash, Wonder Woman, Batman, and I think it's one other, but then it comes with a piece of Bane in each one that you can take out and then build Bane.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Oh, Scarecrow is the other one. Scarecrow actually rides on Bane's back like Yoda.
I bet he would. I bet he'd do that like a champ.
And we're back. How many of these figures do you have personally?
The Marvel Select line that I have 94 different and 100 with doubles.
Wow.
Now, the Juggernaut here is actually a double. It's the reason why he's out of the box. And then this Marvel Legend line, I have about 40 of them.
Where do you typically go? Where's like a good gold mine to find these things?
Borderlands Comics.
Comic book stores, stuff like that?
Yeah, low security, easy to break in.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then conventions like Comic-Cons and stuff like that. They usually have vendors that will show up and have these for sale.
It is a really cool hobby, man. Now, I have to ask, which one is your favorite?
Probably Thanos. That one I was speaking about earlier. It's my favorite. It's actually one that my son bought me with his very first owned money.
Yeah.
That was what he got me for Father's Day once.
That's awesome. That's a good sentimental memory there.
Yeah.
Father's Day coming up. I mean, Mother's Day
Mother's Day is
first.
a little closer. My mother is gone, not passed away, but she left on a road trip. I'm thinking intentionally. Hey, I'm off the hook for Mother's Day, though.
My mom lives 800 miles away, so.
We have a private jet.
Yeah, and we're grandfathered in. You don't have to have any type of aeronautical license. You can just fly the thing.
Yeah. We don't have a staff, by the way. You're actually, you just get the jet. Now, I marked where I left the jet fuel at, so when you return it...
Make sure it's full.
Thank you.
Gotcha.
I labeled some of the jet fuel weed eater mix. So
We got splashed around in that jug.
Well, I didn't want
mix it
anyone-
up good.
I didn't want anyone to steal it.
That shit's valuable.
I put not jet fuel on mine.
What do you guys think about adults that go to Disney that don't have kids? So you will see on Facebook that they're going a lot.
Yeah.
But they don't have kids.
I've had the pleasure of working with 2 adults like that are big fans. One of them is actually working for the Disney park gift shop or doing something, retail or sales, something like that.
I'm not to say that they don't. Maybe they do have kids, but they just really have to go a lot.
Nope.
They really have to buy the clothes, buy the mug, buy the hat, buy the backpack.
But the hat's a must. At first, I thought they were giving the hats away.
We're talking Mickey ears.
Yeah.
It goes without saying they have Disney Plus, but etc. Someone actually wanted me to ask that. I thought it might fit in with this episode a little bit. I'm sure everybody's motivation is different.
Depending on the type of person you are, it's like they're Vegas.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
You get the whole resort package. Everything's entrenched in that Disney gooiness. You know, they don't have any kids, but they might as well be one the way they get excited over things that don't exist.
For instance, as somebody who likes Star Wars, but you walk in there and see the Millennium Falcon, I mean, that could definitely geek you out,
Yeah, I can just imagine being in the same room with the Millennium Falcon. I don't think anyone else should be in that room with me.
You can stay on it, Todd. And you'll get to partake in official Star Wars activities. Wow.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
What does that mean? Can we go into a warp drive?
You could try.
All right. I can do it. I don't know. I might crash into a meteor. Fuck it. I'm doing it at the speed of light. But yeah, I went to Disney as a kid. I had a fun time. If I had kids, I might go back. I don't see myself ever going back as an adult. Not to Disney World. Maybe Disneyland. That's got more history behind it. That's the real Disney theme park, in my opinion, is Disneyland in Anaheim.
I personally don't see anything wrong with it if that's their thing. Like you say, it's entrenched in Disney goo. I like the way you put that.
Well, I mean,
the whole thing's got.
My Disney ice cream looks like Mickey Mouse,
Yeah.
and my drink looks. I'm drinking out of a beverage that has mouse ears, and I got Pluto licking my ass in the toilet. No toilet paper. Disney out the ass.
To serve. To certain people, it's like they're Vegas, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is probably
exactly like Vegas in some ways.
Yeah.
Bluter licking your ass.
I was going to say it's probably cheaper than Vegas. The services you're buying on that package?
I don't think Pluto was his real name in Vegas. I think it was more of like a persona, stage name.
You were on a roll with the bed bugs, so I hear.
Oh, yeah. Bed bugs. I was having intimate conversations with my hypothetical bed bug.
Well, yeah.
That was.
Don't worry about it. We'll never recreate that moment.
That's the thing. You really should keep that thing rolling. Almost.
I don't want to dig through and find it, but you're right. Who's Thor's favorite rapper?
I don't know.
MC Hammer.
What do you call an IT teacher who touches up his students? A PDF file. A little bit, maybe.
Not too bad.
Yes. I got a 2-star review.
I just got the simple one. Is what is red and bad for your teeth?
What?
A brick.
It's true. It's funny and true.
I don't even know what he's talking about. What's
a brick?
A brick.
Yeah, I know what he's talking about as far as the object, the punchline. Yeah. What was the question?
What's red and bad for your teeth?
Oh, bad for your teeth.
Bad.
Okay, I thought he said red in bed.
Red in bed, bad for your teeth.
Really bad for your teeth.
I would hate to take a brick in the mouth. Man, I would hate people bricking in my mouth. You can brick anywhere, but don't brick on me, especially in my mouth.
Back to Thor. Does the god of thunder like ice cream?
Maybe.
Sure, but he prefers Thor Bay.
That's reaching. That's reaching really far. I'm sure some guy came up with that before he blew his brains out. That was the last thing he literally did. Like, Thor Bay.
Again, action figures.
How is pubic hair like parsley? You push it to the side before you start eating.
Wow. I can't believe you laughed.
Brian, do you have one? Or
you know how they say if you give a man a fish, he'll eat for a day. If you teach a man a fish, he can eat for the rest of his life.
I do know that.
If you give a man a match, he'll be warm for a couple hours. But if you set a man on fire, he'll be warm for the rest of his life also.
That's also true. We're stating a lot of facts.
Giving him ideas with the jet fuel.
Not jet fuel.
Weed eater mix.
Weed eater mix, oil, gasoline. Get out of my garage. And that has been Jokes, ladies and gentlemen.
I have a challenge I would like to throw out. There's a hill outside the studio that's the steepest thing you've ever seen in your life. But it's not rocky. It's a smooth grade, but it's really steep.
Yeah.
And whoever could run up that the quickest,
running,
they could set the bar for the next person to challenge it.
Whew.
And there's like no greater honor. It's like Olympic gold, running up the hill quicker than the last person that did it.
I can't, dude, the whole running thing. You just lost
me. Yeah, I wasn't
running.
asking you to do it. You could hold the title if you would do it.
I could if I could stand after I earned it. Maybe.
You know, Steve Austin has that Broken Skull Ranch that it used to be a TV series.
Yeah.
And at the very end of his Skullbuster, which is a pretty tough obstacle course, you run up a really steep hill and back down, and then you go climb the rope like you would have in gym class.
Yeah.
But this hill, I think, would rival and even beat his, which is why I wasn't going to have you run back down, just up. I might put some prize money behind it.
Still not getting me to run.
I don't know. Will that cover the medical bill?
You're on your own there.
Yeah, I was about to say, you got the ambulance ride covered. That's it.
Todd's got a little challenge for us, he says.
Little challenge indeed. See, I always would love to be a game show host. It was kind of like a little dream job. Price is Right or Family Feud. But I think tonight we're going to do a little Family Feud here on the top 5, according to I Fucking Love Science, the top 5 professions with the most infidelity.
Workers at Substation 2.
You'd think that.
Yeah.
With the beauty that's in there, oh, God. Everyone's a supermodel.
You just thought the number 19 was the best
thing
they had going.
It's not the meatiest thing they got on the menu, I'll tell you that. But yeah, guys, I thought this would be a little fun here. They did a 5-year study on these people, anonymous, so people for some reason feel compelled to be brutally honest. This is how they get statistics on all kinds of shit that people wouldn't open up about normally, like STDs or drugs. Can you guys name the top 5 professions with the most infidelity?
Okay, when you put it that way, folks that work at Publix.
Publix specifically or just grocery stores?
Publix specifically. Particularly the stockers.
Number 6.
Then
it ain't the top 5, but damn it, there's always next year.
Always
next year. Woo!
So I'm just going to go with a basic one. Athletes.
Number 5, sports.
Okay.
Yeah, sports, athletes, instructors, representatives.
I don't want to single out nurses, so I'm going to say hospital workers.
Healthcare, doctors and nurses specifically. Not that we're singling them out, because there's doctors paired along with it too.
I worked for a doctor who said that cheating was just part of the profession.
Well,
and he got busted in the parking lot getting head from one of the workers, and then they fired the worker so that it wouldn't still be a rumor mill or something like that.
And that's why they do that, because things like that happen in their favor. There's no reason to stop, is there? It's
what were they going to do? Fire the doc?
Exactly. He'll just find another dick sucker. Yeah.
Maybe be a little more careful next time, unless he gets a thrill from getting caught.
Yeah. Maybe not do it in broad daylight in the parking lot. Maybe wait tonight. Just a thought. You might want to mix it up a little bit too. Got to keep the infidelity spicy.
Right there at his own work where they would recognize him.
Yeah. You're not even wearing glasses or a mustache or any type of
this doctor's coat and stethoscope.
yeah.
That's part of the whole thing they got going on. Yeah.
Maybe you should have went as a dentist, and people would be like, "Oh, that's not Dr. So-and-so. That guy's a fucking dentist."
What number was that? On the list?
That was number 3. We still got 1, 2, and 4.
Restaurant workers, number 1.
Restaurant workers. That's actually number 7. Waiters, dancers, and DJs.
Pilots, stewardesses.
Get the fuck out of here. Number 2, pilots, flight attendants.
Mile High Club.
Yeah, that's a good way of looking at it. Yeah, number 2. Now you got 1 and 4, guys. 1 and 4.
Lawyers.
They got to be on the list somewhere.
They are on the list. They're actually number 8, legal.
Okay.
Yeah, lawyers, secretaries, prosecutors, judges.
Number 1.
Number 1
and number 4.
Yeah, 4 is more obvious than you would think.
That'll be something that interacts with a decent amount of people.
What's this big stereotype in the workforce when it comes to sexual indiscretions?
Police.
It's that you sleep your way to the top.
Yeah.
Or like he said, badge chasers.
Actually, police aren't on here, and that's one thing I was really surprised about. Yeah.
Or maybe they were the ones that wouldn't admit it, despite the
anonymous. I mean, they know how to pass that.
They want to be dang sure it's anonymous to the point they won't even participate. Well, see, I would say politicians, but
I think that would go into lawyers, though.
How accurate is the data? Granted, it was a 5-year study.
Yeah, you're only given the answers of what your participants tell you. So it may be true to the participants, but maybe not true to the broad spectrum.
Well, but see, I don't know if they were able to get answers from this genotype. Is that what it would be? A genotype?
I have no fucking idea, man. You're laying on some heavy words, man.
Entertainers, musicians. Rock stars.
Number 6, musicians, models, actors, photographers, people in the arts. Brian, do you have a guess? Looking for the number 1 answer. Brian, on the board. 52 people responded here. What profession has the most infidelity? 3 seconds on the clock.
Fast food workers.
You're all
I think you've already said.
Restaurant. But
that would definitely be a strike. Sorry.
Personal trainer, gym.
I think that would go in sports.
I've got it.
What?
The masseuse.
The masseuse. The old massage tug.
Massage therapist.
Yeah.
See, that's not on there, is it?
No.
I guess it depends.
I'm thinking they were aiming towards infidelity, like maybe an affair, like ongoing relationship. It's like I would get a rub and tug there, but I wouldn't need it from the same woman unless
Teachers.
That's a good guess, but no. You guys are going to kick yourselves over number 4. Okay, you want me to? All right, give you a hint. God, just recently in the news, several people at this level in their professions were caught doing.
I already said politicians.
Yeah, but this is more like think of the stereotype in the business world.
Okay, give it to us, number 4.
CEOs, managers, and secretaries. Secretaries and CEOs. Secretaries and their bosses.
On the desk.
On the desk, on the floor, with the candy machine. And number 1, any guess?
If I knew my Disney characters, I would have made fun of 2 of those that would be getting it together. I mean, Snow White and who?
You guys ever seen The Wolf of Wall Street? Leonardo DiCaprio had a lot of infidelity in that movie. and he was a banker, broker, and an analyst. People in the financial sector.
Are you,
Da-da-da-da-da-da!
do you include accountants?
It does say financial, so yes, maybe.
What was number 2 on there?
Aviation, pilots, flight attendants, and flight pursers.
Whatever. Brian won, I think.
All right, Brian, I'm going to give you 12,000 points since they don't matter.
Since they don't matter.
Yeah, and Robert, you were close. You had 1150, but Brian is our winner tonight. Brian, let's see what you won. It's the juggernaut figure you came in with.
Fantastic.
That's right. You got one just like it. He's excited.
If we don't decide to take it, you can leave with some of the other stuff you brought with you.
Like the Kingpin with his limited edition Jurassic Park cane.
I hit stop on Todd there.
I know. It's a cardinal sin, but we will forgive him. And apparently the last point I was going to make is the only way to entrap Apocalypse, apparently, is within boxed plastic. The X-Men need to know this.
Looking at top Google searches. It's a bunch of athletic stuff. Anytime there's a tournament or something going on. Michael J. Fox is in there.
Yeah, I haven't heard from him in a while. He's got a new documentary called about his life called Still.
Wow.
Which is kind of ironic considering he can't be.
I didn't laugh.
That's fantastic.
Look at this guy. This guy would kick a dog in the balls. Just want you to know where he's at morally.
Man, if it's funny, it's funny.
Why was it named that? Do you know anything about it?
Well, it's about Parkinson's and his battle with it. It's a documentary about pretty much the latter part of his life. It's supposed to be very emotional, very serious,
Not
and
for me,
not
apparently.
funny, and I don't know, it might be a little funny. I like Michael J. Fox. I always thought he was a great actor, seemed like a nice guy. Incredibly small, though. Like, I didn't realize just how small he was until I tried to sit into one of the 3 DeLoreans used in Back to the Future, and I couldn't even get my butt in. And I'm not lying. Like, all the shit they put in there for the pseudoscience and all that was made specifically for his frame, and he's like 5'6", 140, 130 pounds. He's a baby. Pushing 60, I think. Still moves.
People are trying to figure out what Rihanna's baby name will be.
Probably Robert McKinney.
Got Dolly Parton for some reason yesterday.
Yeah, she did a rock album collaboration with like a whole slew of artists. How do I know this stuff?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
You know, I had heard it once before. She was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
And she said she felt like she needed to have
a 3-way
rock album.
Hold on, you can finish yours. I want to look that up. She said something about a 3-way.
Something about needing to have a rock album if she was going to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
She's 77.
She's got time for a rock album.
Here we go. Parton suggests threesome with Garth Brooks and Trisha Yearwood.
That ain't even rock.
No, but something you might want to pay to see.
From Wednesday, number 1, Jamie Foxx.
Huh?
He's number 1 Google search.
Oh, yeah, he was hospitalized in Atlanta on the cusp of finishing the movie he's making for Netflix, but the family's kept hush-hush on what it's all about.
Okay, I really have been living under a rock this week.
I think I've just been skimming the news. That's how I know this shit.
Robert De Niro.
7th kid at 79 years old.
Morgan Wallen.
Oh,
I think that might have something to do with him canceling some of his concerts.
Yeah, he's had strained voice. Like, he's going to have to rest his voice for a matter of months, I believe they said. I don't know what he's been doing, but singing's killing him.
Sum 41. I thought I heard they retired or something.
No, they have one album and one more tour, and then they're breaking up after 27 years of pop punk.
Sure they are. People announce retirement, but we're not retired.
Yeah.
We sometimes don't. Ray Liotta.
Still dead.
Still dead.
We'll check back again next week. More Ray Liotta news. This is the Ray Liotta podcast. I'm Todd, captain of the Ray Liotta fan club. This is my associate Brian. He's treasurer of the Ray Liotta fan club.
Vita Blue. What's that? I don't know what it is.
Sounds like a wallpaper coloring.
And that's really it. Takes us back through the end of the week. Number 20 on Sunday, Elizabeth Holmes.
I've never met her, was not there.
We were just talking and it came up about Amway. I'm not sure how that came up.
I don't know if this is how it came up, but this is how it reached the forefront of my brain recently.
Yeah, what happened?
Dude I used to work with was going through his old contacts. I was one of them in his phone. You know, he always asked, hey, you interested about Amway? You want to give Amway a shot? Something like that. Politely, I say no, and he's real cool about it. Now, that I'm fine with, but I've met some that weren't so cool and were a little pushy and a little forward, to say the least. You guys have experiences like that with Amway?
I want you to meet my business partner or
Yeah.
my boss or whatever. We want to bring you in. And after you've been to one of those meetings, in your life.
You never want to.
When someone starts to bring it up again, no matter what twist they put on it, you know where it's going.
Yeah.
But the bad thing is you can tell them that you know what they're talking about and you don't want anything to do with it, and they always act like then it's something else.
Don't worry about your worries. Everyone gets scared. Everyone thinks it's a scam at first. Everyone thinks it's a pyramid scheme. They don't know what they're talking about. Just come to this meeting. And it reminds me too much of like how like religious people try to push their faith on you, or especially kids, I notice, get them in the door like, we have pizza and cookies and look at all the fun all these kids are having. All they got to do is pray to a god dying on a Bronze Age torture device.
Well, when I went to the Amway meeting, and it really wasn't, but it's the same thing. Something with a star in the name.
Quick Star.
Yeah.
Quick Start. Yep,
Quick Start.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They had a ballroom at a hotel or something rented. Yeah, everyone's like almost chanting, and the person runs up on the stage who supposedly made millions of dollars.
Yeah.
And everyone's looking up to them because they're such an important figure.
They always remind me of Yosemite Sam without the guns and constant fireplay. The southern guy walks up with a nice suit on, maybe like the little, I forget what the...
A bow tie.
A bow tie. Yeah, we'll go with a bow tie. Well, I'm glad y'all can make it out tonight. Now, who's excited about Quick Star? And that's like the buzzword. That's like Pee Wee Herman's word of the day, where it was like, Cherry, it's Quick Star. Oh, Pee Wee.
Yeah, I had a little bit with that. I signed up. I actually did. I worked with a couple that was in it. They asked my wife and I to come in.
And that's why we've got you here tonight, Todd. If you just order your paper towels and toilet paper in and of itself, it's worth it.
Yeah, those beach blankets, those condoms you burn through. You can order it from your
let
own
me tell
business.
you, I actually ordered from my own business and try to get people to come on with me. And let me tell you, I got nothing out of it. Absolutely nothing out of it.
I have two quick little stories here. They're just so bizarre. And thankfully, the dude I work with at Chick-fil-A is not like this, at least to my knowledge. He's a very nice, cool guy I'm very thankful for subscribing to our channel. Thank you. Anyway, I was in a grocery store, of course, shopping for milk, and I see this guy just like casually walking through, no cart. It didn't seem like he was really there for anything, like browsing, like he'd never seen a dairy section before at a grocery store. And he strikes up conversation with me because I'm wearing a Yankees cap. Oh, Yankees fan.
Were you with the Yankees in 2009?
I wasn't, though I blew my knee out. I've been stocking groceries way too long. Just took a bad bend and that was it, man. I was busted back down to the minors. Anyway, this guy, he strikes up the small talk with me. I thought, okay, he's a baseball fan. You know, I get some reaction when you have Yankee stuff on in the South anyway. No, this guy segues immediately into, hey, I'd like to tell you about this business I have. Oh, God. Right there. The trigger was flipped in my brain. Like, I got to get out of this conversation as quick as I got into it.
Todd, they've got excellent mentors.
Yeah, they use vernacular like mentors or business partners to seem more legit. And it's really just a group of usually church people that have Sunday school together that all got in on this. They get a little bit of discount buying from themselves.
Well, they started an online business and they never thought it would be so successful, but it has been. But they wouldn't mind bringing you on if you're the type of person that likes to make money.
Yeah, and I see that's a great sales pitch that they use. It's a well-rehearsed line that just sounds, pretty and pink.
I didn't think I could do it, but I've sold over $1 million now and blah, blah. It's like with any type of thing like that, if it works so well and you're so good at it, you really wouldn't need to recruit anybody.
Well, this guy politely wasn't taking no for an answer. I was just like initially, I'm not interested. And he keeps on like just, you don't understand. No, actually, I do understand. Because around the time I was a senior in high school, just graduated, the circle of friends I had at the time, one of them knew somebody who was in Quick Star. And of course, they told us about it. And everyone was all curious, looking at the fact that, we can make money by not going to real jobs? Sure, I'm attracted to that, not knowing any better. I went to one of these meetings at the La Quinta Inn in Anderson.
That was probably a good one.
Oh, man, that was like a Holy Ghost revival. Like, people were chanting...
Tambourines and rattlesnakes.
Yeah. Go team! All right, Team Quick Star, yeah! Oh, yeah, you feel that energy, everybody? You know, have like the guy with the little TED Talk wire there. What the hell happened here? And then I realized, oh my God, I'm drinking water. Was this factory sealed when I got it? I don't know now. I'm not feeling too good.
I get a phone call from my sponsor, from my mentor saying, hey, you're just about there. You're just about on the
it's
verge
like
of succeeding.
Yeah. They had that fear of loss if you quit right now.
And it was funny because I actually got my mom to buy a couple things off of me after that. And I was like, oh, maybe I am. And then it just went down from there. And I said, I'm just severing ties with this. And that was it.
Yeah. It's a different line of work. I'm not saying you can't be moderately successful with it, but I find it very rare to have the image that they're selling you on all the pamphlets and all the literature they have. Right. Second quick story is a friend of mine from high school. I kept contact with him, good friend here. Get a phone call from him one day. And God, he starts off with the spiel that I'll never forget. Hey, Todd. Hey, I got my business partner on the phone here with me. He wants to talk to you about this opportunity we have for you. Hold on for just a second. I'm not, before I can even get his name out again, try to interrupt him. I'm talking to this guy, like, his name is, I don't know, Jermaine or something. Hi, is this Todd Cooper? I was like, yeah. Your friend here told me a lot about you here. You might be a good fit for blah, 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 blah. Anyway, I look it up as I'm talking to him on my laptop at the time, and I'm looking at this guy. First thing right on the site is like Biggie Smalls and an ivory. There we go. It's the Kingpin next to a Rolls Royce or a Bentley with a huge ass chrome grill. And I'm just like, nope.
You're specially selected, though, Todd. It's like you're handpicked.
Yeah.
It makes you excited because they have so much faith in you.
Your buddy was talking you up so well. Your loose verbal resume is just what we're looking for. Basically, an urban version of Amway. I have no other way of putting it.
Todd, you're specially selected, but they've seen that spark that you contain that will make you successful.
I guess so.
They tried to guilt me when I went to the meeting and I didn't sign up.
Yeah.
Like, you're not going to sign up today?
It wasn't something we said? Yeah, actually, there was a lot of things you said, but we're not going to get into that right now.
Why would you not do it today?
Everything you said, but hello.
Yeah. Appreciate the free water, I think. Some people do it. They find some moderate success. More power to them. It's just not my line of... It's not how I want to become successful.